Today we are looking at the AnduinOS. So here is the boot menu. So I'm going to boot it in the live boot. So this distribution is based on Debian Linux distribution, and the country of origin and everything. As soon as the desktop layout is loaded, I'm going to show you all those information. And right now I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware with a 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So the booting process will take nearly 1 minute or 2 minutes. I'm going to mention that time also as soon as desktop is loaded. So this is the loading screen, as you can see. So it's a new distribution available in the Linux market. I don't know any information about this distribution because I didn't even try it, or I didn't make any video before in my channel. So it's a first look for me. So I didn't even tried or tested it before. So everything will be genuine reactions. So the website was like a Chinese language, so I don't know whether it's from the China or something like that. So about the privacy and everything, it will be a good idea to do all the research on your own because it's not a well-known distribution, so it's better to do all the research. So it's kind of looks like a Windows operating system. So most of the users doesn't like Windows 11, so it's okay. Not even me. So I'm going to take all the look and new features and everything after the desktop is loaded. And also I'll be posting videos daily, so if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. And about the user experience, there will be a complete user experience difference when you install it on the bare metal. I'm not talking about this distribution, I'm talking regular about every Linux distribution. So when you install it on the hardware, it will be way responsive and also consumes a bit lesser RAM and CPU. So you need to understand these common things. And about the system requirements about this Linux distribution, I clearly don't know anything because I just found it on the internet and I downloaded it. So we don't know how it looks and how it feels, and also whether there will be lag or anything like that. So we need to find out everything on our own. So it's almost like a minute and 15 seconds, I guess. So this is how the desktop looks, kind of like a cute fish OS. So the dock kind of looks like a cute fish OS. So if you didn't watch those videos like a cute fish OS, Jingo OS, there are a lot of Linux distribution from Chinese country. So there are same things, as you can see. So it's kind of like a mimic like of Windows 11, not exactly, but kind of wallpaper is kind of like a Windows 11. So here you should be seeing the application menu, same as well. So first I'm going to change the display settings and we can check the system monitor. So let's change the display settings, and even the loading screen or the mouse screen, mouse pointer kind of looks like Windows 11 itself. So my monitor is like a 1920 into 1080. Let me click on apply. So it's taking a bit of time here. Keep changes. So let's first go with the about section. And here you should be seeing the device name. I didn't change anything because it's my first time using this distribution. I didn't even tested anything like that. So the user experience, I'm going to mention it at the end. So here is complete information, my CPU, RAM and everything, hard disk and everything. So it's using the GNOME version 42.9. So it's clearly, if you have like a 1 GB or 2 GB of RAM, I don't think it's going to work properly because GNOME desktop environment consumes a lot of resources, even the KDE Plasma desktop environment. So here is all the process running right now. So I'm using 8 GB of RAM and my CPU is i5 1240p. So everything should be running properly without any issues. But if you have like a 1 GB or 2 GB of RAM, it will be a bit of like a lag and crashes may occur. So cache is like a 2.8 GB, RAM is almost like a 1.3 GB. So we need to run like a 60 seconds or a minute of CPU to see whether there is any like a high graph or anything like that. So till now almost like a 30 seconds, we don't see any high graph or anything, everything working stably. So it's using a GNOME desktop environment, which is 42. So I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner like this, so you can decide and you can judge on your own whether to use this distribution or not. And also the country of origin, it should be from the China, so it's better to do all the research. So I'm going to show you most of the information, almost like a 90-95% of information. But about installation and everything, if you want to install, it's better to do complete research. So first I'm going to open the internet browser, and after all those things, after the downloading process and everything, I'm going to show you the like a NeoFetch and everything after downloading and the release notes and everything. So the version we are using is like a 1.03. So Firefox should be loaded. So it's going to take like a few seconds in the virtual machines. So here we have the browser. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to open like all the important things and I'm going to continue. So the user experience is kind of a bit of minor lag. It's not a major lag. There is like a minor lag. So now I'm going to open the Linux kernel website, the official website of AnduinOS and everything. So give me a minute. So here you can see I opened like every important tabs, and also the RAM went almost like a 1.9 GB and CPU pretty much gone crazy here, as you can see. So maybe because of the all the tabs opened, or maybe because of the Firefox. So now let's continue with all the information. About the Firefox, you get the latest version 132.0.2, and it says like a distribution ID, it says like a canonical, and I guess you already know what it is based on. It's a Debian based, and here is some information. So it uses the Linux kernel 6.8.0. So I'm going to show you. So this is the official website of the Linux kernel, which is www.kernel.org. So here you should be seeing all the versions, and about the releases, here is all the description of whatever the version it's called. So it uses the 6.8 kernel, and in order to get the kernel information, you just need to type in like a uname-r, neofetch, fastfetch, whatever you want. So I'm going to close the kernel information, and the RAM is 7.7 GB, which I already mentioned. Disk space 3.8. Here is like a browser information, which is clearly unnecessary for the video, but if anything is important, you can just pause the video and read everything. And keep an eye on the CPU and RAM, because CPU is pretty much, as you can see, there is going like a high graph here. So it's better to keep an eye on that. And the Mesa and the LLVM pipe information is right here. So you don't get the 24 version, you get the 23.2.1 Mesa version, and LLVM is right here. And what else we have? Window protocol is X11. It says desktop environment Ubuntu GNOME, and Mesa version is right here. My present monitor resolution. These are some additional information. If anything is important, like I already said, pause the video and read everything. So I'm just going to close this thing. So you just need to type in like a AnduinOS, and the first link will be obviously the official website. It says like a open source and Linux. And here you should be seeing all the information. So AnduinOS is a custom Debian-based Linux distribution that aims to facilitate user transitioning from Windows to Ubuntu. So if you are a new Linux user, if you want to go from Windows to Linux, so if you ask me, I'm going to clearly say it's better to go with the Linux Mint, Cinnamon desktop environment, XFCE or Mac desktop environment, because Linux Mint is well known. If you want another distributions, you can go with the Manjaro. If you want in the Ubuntu, you can go with the Ubuntu, Lubuntu. There are a lot of distributions. Don't go with the which are new Linux distributions. Go with the well-known distributions which are from almost 10 to 15 years. So if you are a new Linux user, don't go with this type of distributions. Go with the well-known distributions. If you're if you don't know anything about the distributions, it's better to go with the well-known distributions. But there will be a lot of fancy distributions available in the Linux market. Don't just try to go with those distributions, because there will be some privacy issues. And if you go with the well-known distributions, even if you have some issues, there are a lot of good people who love to help you. So it's better to go with those distributions. If you're trying to go from Windows to Linux, then it's better to go with the Linux Mint instead of these random distributions, because it's not a well-known distributions. And when you go with the download, I'm going to show you here. So they will clearly have some English language here. But about the privacy, you need to always do your own research, because there will be some Chinese things in the source code. There are a lot of Chinese Linux distribution. So I don't have any hate or anything like that, because every Linux distribution I need to try it. But if you're a normal user, I'm going to warn you, don't go with these fancy type of Linux distributions. If you don't know any about the privacy issues, don't go with those distributions. If you're satisfied with the privacy and everything, then go with the distribution. I don't have any problem. But if you don't know anything about that Linux distributions, go with the well-known distributions. That's the only thing I'm going to say here. So here you have the ISO files. If you want to try, you can try whatever the distribution version you want here, like the beta and all those things. So the version we are right now using is 1.0.3. But if you're a Linux tester or a distro hopper, you can try this distribution because you will be trying in the virtual machines. In the virtual machines, they can't do anything. But if you're trying to install, then do all the research. Don't blindly watch someone's video and try to install any distributions because it's your PC and you need to be very careful about your privacy things and everything. And here is some information, and they're going to say like a ready to use friendly interface. So you should be getting all the information right in the official website itself. And don't go with some random reviews. Always try it on your own, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation, or else just skip those distributions and go with the well-known distributions. That's the only thing I'm going to say it again and again, because viewers from my channel, I don't want you to risk your privacy there. So that's the reason I'm always going to warn you. And also, I never recommend any type of distributions or anything. Even if I get emails like promotional videos or to do like a promotional and sponsored videos, I'm never going to make any type of those videos, because I don't care about those money or anything like that. Because if you're watching my videos, you've been known from almost like a 6-7 years. I never make any sponsored videos or anything like that. Privacy is the only thing for me, because I'm a normal user. I'm not a person who is rich or something like that. So that's the reason I'm going to say again and again, don't go with like unknown distributions. Always go with the well-known distributions. If you ask any type of distributions, I'm not going to recommend anything. Do all the research, because it will be a good idea, because whatever you want you can do. Like if you want for gaming distributions, just search for like in the Google or Chat GPT or anything like that. You should be getting all the information. Before that, before the installation, always try it in the live boot. If you're satisfied, then go with the installations, or else there are a lot of Linux distributions available. So there is no problem with the new distributions. You can try whatever you want. Just search in the Google or like a Chat GPT, and you should be getting all the information. So here, all the information they get, they give like a browsing, gaming, build, everything same in every Linux distribution. You just need to do you just need to watch some tutorials, and you can do whatever you want in the well-known distributions itself. About the ecosystem, here is some ecosystem information, and there is like a doc and everything. So they provided everything. It's better to read everything on your own, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation, or else just skip that distribution. So here are all the information about the virtualization, about the installation. So the recommended requirements or the minimum system requirements, you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM, 2 GHz processor, UEFI or BIOS, 20 GB hard disk, almost 1024 into 768. And about the system requirements, you need to have like a 8 GB of RAM, same like the Debian Linux, 2.5 GHz dual quad core processor, and 50 GB disk, and almost like I think it's like a 2.5 means 1440p. So you need to have good system requirements in order to run this distribution. So I don't see any fancy thing or anything. Let's check about the applications, whether we have any fancy things or anything. So it's basically the GNOME desktop environment. You don't get any applications or anything right here. So in my point of view, it's just a GNOME desktop environment with a fancy wallpaper and a fancy dock or the plank like that. So you can customize on your own. So most of the Linux user don't even like the Windows 11. So I don't think this will be someone's favorite Linux distribution. So if you want to do some fancy things, you can go with the Ubuntu or the Ubuntu. There are a lot of Linux distributions. You can customize according to your wish, like a panels, kernels, like a Linux Mint. You can download the well-known distributions, and you can just watch some tutorials for like a 30 to 40 minutes, and you can customize everything on your own. Just change if you like the Windows 11, you can just change the Windows 11 wallpaper, download Windows 11 wallpaper on your Linux, and customize everything on your own. So there is literally nothing in this distribution. So let me show you. So you have same like a GNOME desktop environment. So there is nothing fancy or anything here. So this is some new thing here, like a themes, balanced settings. Here is like a dark theme and light theme, which you obviously see in the GNOME desktop environment. And about the applications, I already showed you the pre-installed applications. And about the App Store, let me show you what's the App Store here, whether we have the same GNOME App Store or something like that. So it's going to open the browser. So I don't know why it opened the browser. So here you can install whatever you want here. So let me close it. Let me open the terminal, and I'm going to show you the audio, graphics, every information. So let's check the version first. About the console, you get the 42.42 beta version. And let's try to change the color so you can see everything properly. So let's try the NeoFetch. Hit enter. So we need to install the NeoFetch. Let's try the INXI. So again, we need to install the INXI. So I'm going to install the NeoFetch sudo apt install fast fetch. Let's try the fast fetch. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe some minutes here. Instead of waiting for that, let's check some wallpapers and everything. Let's click on change background. So it doesn't have the fast fetch. So let's try to install the NeoFetch. So you can install the fast fetch, just you need to add some other commands first, and then you can add the sudo apt install fast fetch. So let me type in like a Y, hit enter. And about the wallpapers, you just get some dark theme and the light theme wallpaper. When you click on the light, it's going to change to light mode. And here is the dark wallpaper. Just a single wallpaper is available in the AnduinOS. And other things same as the GNOME desktop environment, nothing fancy or anything here. Bluetooth, network, appearance, the backgrounds, notifications, multitasking, applications. So it's clearly GNOME desktop environment, so I don't want to show you anything because it will be a waste of time to show all those things. And I think you should be having like a Calamares installer. So CPU is pretty much unstable, as you can see. It's consuming almost like a 60-70%, and also installation is also taking a bit of time, maybe because of the NeoFetch is installed in the background. So I'm still waiting for this. Let's wait for a few more seconds. And as you can see, it's taking a lot of time here. Let's check the file manager at least. And here we have the file manager. So there is also another good option, which is Linux Lite. The latest version of the Linux Lite is 7.2. If you want to check that out, you can check it out. You can try the live boot, but if you don't want to try the live boot, you can watch my videos, or else you can watch someone's videos in the YouTube. There are a lot of videos available of the latest 7.2 release. And if you're satisfied, you can go with the Linux Lite because it's from the New Zealand. You can trust the because it was almost the Linux Lite was available from almost like 8-9 years, I guess. So it's a well-known distribution. So if you want to try it, you can try it. So there are a bunch of other options if you want to go from Windows to Linux. There are a lot of good options. So you get the files 42.6 and everything is same. Other locations, here is the computer, here are all the folders, everything is same. And you get the older installer. You don't get Calamares installer, you get the simple old installer. So you already know how to install with using the older installer, so there is nothing new here. So I'm just going to close it. I don't want to install because I don't want to. I need to make another video also. So installer crashed. So we already have some issues. So that's the reason never go with the unknown distribution. That's the reason I'm going to say it again and again, because there are a lot of viewers who just skip some time in my videos. So that's the reason I need to repeat like 3 to 4 times because of their privacy. So here we already have some issues. So I'm just going to close it. And now let's continue with the NeoFetch. Hit enter. And here it says like AnduinOS version is 1.0.3. The Linux kernel you get the 6.8, VMware, uptime is almost 19 minutes, packages 1560 dpkg, shell bash version 5.1.16, my monitor resolution is right here, window manager theme, the themes, icons, terminal, my CPU, the RAM consumption. And now let's go with the installation of AnXI. Sudo apt install AnXI. Let me type in Y. So it's not like a smooth, or the user experience is not like a light or anything like that. It's kind of like a heavy because of the GNOME. And also there is like a minor hiccups. It's not a major hiccups. There is like a minor hiccups. So it's not like a smooth transition or like a smooth animation or anything like that. So I'm going to type in AnXI-SV8. So the video may be a bit lengthy because I will be covering everything, and also I am going to warn you about something. So that's the reason my videos will be a bit lengthy. So the system, let's go with the system now. Host, it says like a AnduinOS because I'm running it on the live boot. So you should be seeing the host like a AnduinOS. The kernel and it's a 64-bit. Compiler not available. Desktop environment 42.9. GTK version you get the 3.24.33, and GDM3 version is 42.0. Distro, it says like a AnduinOS 1.0.3. It says like a jammy jellyfish maybe. And here is the memory. It's consuming like a 1.7 or 1.8 GB. Available RAM is like a 7.7. Here is my CPU, which I already said like a 3-4 times I guess. Like a flags vulnerabilities, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. Here is the graphics. VMWGFX version is 2.20. And what else we have? The display is X11. I'm going to show you the logout screen at the end of the video. Xorg version is 1.21.1.4. And my present resolution, OpenGL version LLVM 4.3. Mesa is 23.2.1. So here is the audio, which is ELSA. Pulse audio version is 15.99.1. Pipewire version is 0.3.48. Here is like a Bluetooth network repos, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. If anything is important, you can just pause the video and read everything. Here is like a process 306. Uptime is almost 21 minutes. Wake ups 311. And init systemd version is 249. AnXI version is 3.3.13. Shell bash version is 5.1.16. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. So here is the version, here is the name of the distro. So we got all the information. And about if you ask my opinion about this distribution, I already said like a lot of times in the video. So it's not any like a new thing or anything, just a wallpaper is changed, some dock is added. It's a Debian-based distribution. Here are some extensions and everything. If you want to customize, you can customize. So I don't see any new thing to attract like a Windows users. It's just like a same like a Windows 11 added style. But you can do that in the Zorin OS, you can do that in the Linux Mint, you can go with the other distributions, you can go with the Linux Lite. There are a lot of distributions which kind of same like Windows 11. So those are all the well-known distributions, are from almost like 8 to 9 years, maybe sometimes a decade or 15 years. So go with the well-known distributions. If you ask me, I'm going to say that only thing, because I don't want to push you in some random distributions and have some issues. I'm not going to do that. So these are all the things you see in this distribution. Here is the weather thing. So if you already have the stable running Linux distribution, don't try to ruin it by downloading some random distributions. If you want some change, you can customize all those things, add some wallpapers, add some like panels and everything. You can customize everything on your own. You just need to watch some tutorials and you can do that everything on your own. And try to change the wallpapers, change the settings to like change the wallpaper like 1 minute settings, and it's going to change all the wallpapers like 60 seconds, every 60 seconds. So you should be having some new things every day. So you don't need to go with some random distributions. You just need to customize your distributions. That's it. So always see whether it's a stable, or and also it's whether it's a well-known distributions, and also it has like a support like a 5-6 years like that. Choose those type of distributions. Don't go with the fancy things. I always say this thing in my videos, every of my videos. So I made like almost like a 5,000 6,000 videos of every Linux distribution. I'm going to only say go with the well-known distributions again and again, because I don't want you to go and find some random distributions and have some privacy issues. So that's the reason I'm saying it again and again. So at the end of the video, this is how the Linux distro worked. So there is no such thing like a attracting thing in this distribution, in my opinion, but it's clearly up to you to decide whether to use it or not. And if you're trying to install, do all the research, and if you're satisfied, then go with the distribution. And also check where it's from, check the country of origin, check whether check about the developers and everything if you're trying to install. But if you're trying in the virtual machines or like a live boot, just the live boot, you don't need to have any issues. But if you're trying to install, then do all the research. And about the process, this is all the process and resources, file system. So if you ask the user experience, it's not a smooth experience right here. It's a GNOME desktop environment. You already know how the GNOME desktop environment works. So it's not like any smooth animations or anything. It's kind of like a heavy on the virtual machines. It will be a bit lesser on the real hardware. But this is my opinion on the virtual machines. So it will be a difference when you install it on the real hardware. So which I already mentioned in the beginning. So it's clearly up to you to decide. And let me show you the logout screen, and I'm going to end the video because there is literally nothing other than the dock and the wallpaper. I don't see changes or any fancy applications or anything like that. So that's the reason I'm just going to end the video here. And also I'll be posting 2 videos daily. Sometimes nowadays I'm not posting 2 videos because there is no topic or anything like that. Usually I'll be posting 2 videos. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, and also turn on the notification. As soon as the video is available, you should be getting the notification. And about the username and password, I don't really know what's the username and password. So I'm going to type in like a AnduinOS. Maybe it should log automatically in. So let's try to type in AnduinOS. Let's click enter. So it says nothing. Let's try the live. So about the password and username, it's better to get all the information in the website, or else I'm going to provide it in the description itself. You don't need to worry about anything. So this is how it performed, and I think I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.